Alright, Bright, we have a massive show for you tonight. We'll be having fun with artificial intelligence, playing with neuroscience, travelling through time, and tonight's special guest is serial entrepreneur, founder of Atari and Chuck E. Cheese, Nolan Bushnell. Let's start by talking about what's been making news in science and tech. There's a true story out of China where a dog has been sporting two 14-karat gold Apple Watch editions worth more than $10,000 each. Why doesn't he have one on each paw, 4 watches all up? Because honestly, the owner said that would be too tacky. On the plus side, being surrounded by thousands of dollars of electronics with no idea how to use it means the dog is now eligible to be a salesman at Radio Shack. Elon Musk has donated $10 million in grants to keep artificial intelligence and robots from killing off humanity. That's right, $10 million to stop these robots from killing you. A magnificent rendition of All the Single Ladies by Beyonce being performed here, however, it looks a little fumbly. Oh, he's gone down, he's fallen over. Let's take a look at that again. Yes, he went left foot, hair flick, but missed it, fell straight into the ground. IsItNude.com is a new site that uses algorithms to scan submitted images to determine if a person in a photo is nude or not, letting you know if it's appropriate to post to social media. And ladies, if you need a second opinion, feel free to send your photos to Gray at the Tomorrow. Actually, I'm not even gonna finish that because I know if I finish that email address, I'll be exclusively sent pictures of balls. I know how the internet works. I know how it works. A sin-free Facebook alternative called Face Gloria has emerged in Brazil. Posts containing profanity or anything that violates biblical principles are strictly prohibited. In related news, a new social network called Hellbook has emerged, in which your newsfeed is almost exclusively satanic memes and photos of your friends' babies. Sportswear brand Adidas is said to be designing shoes made out of recycled ocean garbage. Meanwhile, American Apparel has responded by saying it's not an original idea, we've made it close out of garbage forever. And finally, making news tomorrow, DJI, drone manufacturer, will finally speak openly about their drone that sliced the hand of Enrique Iglesias during a concert in Mexico. They'll say it was a system error and the drone was supposed to go after Justin Bieber's jugular. Now, one of my favourite tech blogs is Hackaday. They're constantly serving up the gold standard in entertainment for engineers and engineering enthusiasts. Please welcome Hackaday Community Manager, Jasmine Brackett. Jasmine, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, firstly, tell us about Hackaday.
Well, Hackaday is a blog that started 10 years ago with a Hacker Day, and it's grown into a global community of hardware enthusiasts, designers and tinkerers. Last year we launched Hackaday.io, our virtual hackerspace. It's a collaboration platform of 75,000 people who like to build things.
It's honestly really cool. I'm on there. If anyone out there is on there, jump on my profile, say hi, we'll be friends. And you guys are currently running a competition.
Yes, we're running the 2015 Hackaday Prize. It's a hardware innovation competition where if you hack some hardware, you could win a trip to space or $196,883.
That is a very obscure number, but a massive amount. I think I'd still take the trip to space. So what do you have to do?
Well, this year's theme is build something that matters. So helping people or the environment, bright ideas to save water or reduce energy consumption, do some social good whilst hacking some hardware.
Okay, I'm sure we have a few people out there who'd be interested. Who can enter?
Anyone over 13 can enter on their own or as a team.
Hey! Couple of over 13-year-olds in the audience.
It's a global competition, and last year we had entries from 57 countries. Last year's winners, Satnogs, were from a hackerspace based out of Greece. We're hoping that some of the Tomorrow Show fans would like to enter the Hackaday Prize or know somebody who will.
So what kind of projects have been entered so far?
There's been 3D printed prosthetic hands, automated agriculture, scientific tools, sensors, an electric car, loads of different types of projects.
And is there a deadline?
So people have to enter their ideas and some documentation by August 17th. But if they make it to the next stage, then they'll have more time to work on it. The winners will be announced in November.
Right. So anyone interested should check out hackaday.io or hackaday.com for further details.
Definitely. And even if you just have an idea, you should enter it, as there's lots of smaller prizes along the way. You might even find that you someone else to collaborate with and then end up winning a bigger prize.
That is so cool. Yeah. So make sure you check out Hackaday. And everybody, let's say thanks to Jasmine. Thank you, Jasmine. Many rumours have been circulating about the next generation iPhone 6s due out in September. For more information on this, let's cross to our future correspondent, Ant Simpson. Ant, where are you?
Hi Gray, I'm here in 2022 at the launch of the iPhone 13 here at the Apple Store.
Wow! What does it look like?
Well, Gray, as you can see, it's pretty damn small.
Is that it in your hand right now? It kind of looks like a Skittle.
I thought you might say that, Gray. You'd be surprised. In the future, a lot of things just look like Skittles.
But it's even got the little white Skittles S on it.
Oh, no. This is the iPhone 13s. They do that every second year. Yeah.
Wow. That
you.
really is amazing. And so it works just like a normal iPhone?
Yep, you can make calls, you can play apps. They even fit in your hands, Gray. It's quite something.
Wow, are they all iPhones in your hand?
No, they're just some Skittles. I really love Skittles.
This is really hard to believe. It just everything looks like Skittles to me.
I don't know what you're saying, Gray. I don't know what you're trying to insinuate.
I guess in the future everything just looks like Skittles. I want to say thanks for your great work, Ant.
Stop, Gray. I can't keep lying to you like this.
What's wrong, Ant?
It's not the new iPhone.
What is it?
It's a Skittle, Gray. Had no idea. All right. Even in the future, Apple don't release their products before the launches. It's the first time I'm helping you with the show. I was scared. I stopped by a CVS and I bought a goddamn bag of Skittles.
So iPhones in the future don't look like Skittles?
Great. Of course they don't. That's stupid. So, do you forgive me?
Of course I do, Ant. I suppose that's all of the time we have for.
All right. Thank you, Gray. I really appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ant Simpson.
Sorry, Gray. Sorry, my phone. I'll just take the. Sorry. Hi, Mum. Yeah, I'm on TV. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, future correspondent Ant Simpson. My next guest is serial entrepreneur, technology pioneer, founder of Atari and Chuck E. Cheese. At one point was Steve Jobs' boss, father of the video game industry, and creator of this perfect quote.
The best things in this world should be easy to learn and difficult to master.
Please welcome Nolan Bushnell. Thank you. Please have a seat.
You know, I gotta say, you messed up.
What did I miss? How did I miss
Comic relief.
I'm going to just let everyone know. We, tonight, in between acts, have had Nolan basically doing stand-up. This has been one of the most amazing rooms.
Doctor, my wife's trying to poison me. And the doctor said, now wait a minute. Well, the other thing I have a problem with, just so you know, is I thought I was supposed to be here tomorrow.
Hey! Still doing gear! You studied electrical engineering at the University of Utah.
Correct.
And at the same time, you were working in the arcade industry.
I was a carny. I worked on the midway of an amusement park, loved it. And I think I was the only electrical engineer in the world that was also a carny. And so, happenstance was that I knew the economics of the coin-operated game business. I played games on the big computers, and sometimes people say I invented the video game. I actually didn't. We were playing them on big computers at the university. What I did is I made them cheap and turned it into a business.
computer space. Not only is that an amazing looking game, do you know who this model was?
Yeah, I do.
Who was it?
She was a topless dancer down the street.
One of my favourite facts about that game. You had Steve Jobs as one of your employees, and you've said before that Steve used to smell.
Stank. Yeah.
Now, that wasn't just because it was like bad personal hygiene. He was working, sleeping underneath the desk.
He also believed he didn't stink.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he did nothing to mitigate.
And so inside Atari, there was sort of success after success. Cash became a problem. Now, in the end, you sold to Warner. Upon reflection, and
It was a disaster.
what would you have changed?
I was young and dumb. Really bad combination. And we were all set to go public. And our broker called up and said, "Oh, the market's in big trouble. We don't think we're going to be able to get the prices that we told you we could." See, brokers lie, you know, and their constituency is the people who invest, not the company. You know, you're just a vehicle.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and if I'd known what I know now, they always make that call. And it scared me, and so I felt we were coming up, we had the 2600, the Atari, all designed, and every way we ran the money, the economics, we needed $20 million to get it into the market. And we didn't have $20 million of free cash flow. And so I said, okay, if we can't raise it in the public market, and we've got this product, and you never know how good your product is. You always think, you know, geez, you know, maybe this is the time to hold them and fold them. And so we started looking for an investor. And Warner came along and said, yeah, we'll buy the whole company. And trust me, when Warner decides to do something, they really do it well. Like they picked us up with a private jet. I'd never been on a private jet. Said, do we mind if we stop? You know, in Sun Valley. I said, yeah. He said, we got to pick up, you know, somebody. That turned out to be Clint Eastwood and Sandra Locke. We fly to New York with them, and there's going to be a screening, and they put us up in a suite at the Waldorf Astoria. It had, you know, more rooms than we could investigate. We got lost.
I'm so glad to hear the first time you're on a private jet. You ended up having two. Did you ever lose a private jet?
I did.
Where?
Okay. Understand that when you have a private jet, things are a little different. You get in a cab or a limo in New York and you say, American Airlines, LaGuardia. Pretty simple, right there. When you're in a private jet, all of a sudden you say, I'm somewhere. I remember landing. And I think it was White Plains. But there are all these little operations around. They're called, you know, they take care of your jet and all that sort of stuff. But there's 50 of them. And so if you happen to get in the car and you've maybe had a few drinks and it's after dinner, and then all of a sudden, where's the jet?
Don't.
Nobody knows how hard it is to be really rich.
How many houses do you reckon you've owned?
Oh, about 20.
One of them was next to the Eiffel Tower.
Now, that's really cool. Imagine, if you would, you open the sliding glass doors from your master bedroom, you go out, and it's New Year's. First time they lit up the Eiffel Tower, And they have fireworks on the barges. They have all the radio stations and the TV stations giving a soundtrack. So they have everybody turn up the volume on their TVs and their radios, open their windows, and Paris is infused with the soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
And then the Eiffel Tower with this orchestrated stuff. And we're sitting there on my terrace watching it from right there. I mean, that's a damn good experience.
That is fantastic. If we talk about Google Maps, because you actually had a company at the core of Google Maps.
I invented all the databases.
Did any of you out there know that? How incredible is this? So, some of these companies, I want to go into another one as well. A telepresence robotics company that you had in the day.
Right.
That's becoming real now.
I know.
These things that were just visions, you have always seen things so far into the future.
Sometimes way too far.
And I think I know where that one exactly lays.
Oh,
the consumer robotics project.
Oh yeah, what a disaster. I thought a personal robot was really a cool thing to have, and I wanted one. And I faked a trade show.
Jeez.
We had it working, kinda. And kinda actually doesn't work very well. But understand that in a computer, the blue string of death is not lethal. You know, a computer crashes, you blue screen of death, you reboot it, and you get it going. If your robot crashes, then all of a sudden, it's like a 50-pound missile going in some damn direction. and that's a problem.
And this I'm actually going to go and do. You say, go to a trade show that is outside of your industry. Why?
A lot of people think that good ideas come magically while you're having a shower. Where they really come from is having as broad of experiences as you can.
I want to know your honest opinion on the Atari 2600. What do you think of it?
I think it was a wonderful product for 4 years. And one of the reasons I quit Warner is all the guys that we were working with were from the record industry. And they didn't want to hear from record players. They just wanted to make the software forever. And I knew, okay, the Atari 2600 had 128 bytes of memory. Not kilobytes, bytes. Memory was expensive. About the time that we got the machine into the market, memory had dropped in cost by almost 2 orders of magnitude. If I'd have continued to run Atari, we would have had something that was superior to the Nintendo 4 years sooner. But, now here's another one. I don't want to do an Al Gore here. But I actually think Atari could have owned the internet.
Yeah. Explain?
We had a plan to do a telephone networked game system. And we were going to have these closets in every area code where it was a free telephone call. And then we were going to link the closets with T1s.
Is it like a BBS?
It was, and if you really looked at the protocol that we had, it was so close to the IP stack that there was nothing. Now, bear with me. One of the big debates we had is, if people are playing games, are they going to want to talk to each other or text or type? And they said, people who play games, they don't type. You know, and we had the fastest modems in the world developed, and Warner killed the project.
Did they sell the IP, or what did they?
Yeah, it went to US Robotics.
I never knew this. So US Robotics was building like 2400 baud modems on Atari IP.
Well, not just that. We actually had adaptive line stuff. I don't want to get tech here, but The bandwidth of a telephone line is about 8K. To do a 2600 baud modem, you have to adapt the line a little bit and do some tricks. We had that technology in 1977.
What? This is incredible.
Oh, yeah. And so I believe that if we'd have had the game thing launched, we'd gotten typing, and then all of a sudden it would have gone to a little bit more, and then we could have done, teleshopping and some of the things. And I think it would have turned into the internet.
Wow.
And this was in 1978. Remember, most people didn't get on the internet until 94.
Yeah, absolutely. Once like 56K, once that sort of became, everyone was playing with, anyone who was playing with 24s was just, it was only BBSs. Yeah.
So now don't confuse me with Al Gore.
Yeah.
I'm saying it might have happened.
So I've always wondered, the Atari Shuffle.
It turns out that in the coin-operated game business, before the internet, that if there was a way to cheat the coin-operated games, it would be known worldwide in about 4 microseconds. And we had one that was very prone to static or electricity. And so if you had carpet on the floor, you'd shuffle your feet, come along, I think you had to hit the 3rd screw down on the coin mech.
Yep.
And 1 out of 3 times you get a free game. And so if you didn't have carpet, they'd put on nylon coats and do the Atari Shuffle where they'd sort of rub against each other, which turned out to be actually a better game if the girl was cute.
Hey! The only piece of real artwork I've ever made was many, many, many years ago, back when I was living in Australia. I have a photo of this. This is my old apartment. It shows the only piece of artwork up in the corner was a giant representation of Pong. My apartment had 3 arcade machines, a pinball machine. There was Pong represented up on the wall. That Pong poster now exists at my parents' house, and this is my parents. They wanted to say hi to you as well. We've got a very special segment. Do you want to stay right there? We're going to play a little thing called Neuroscience Pong. Fantastic. How this works is I'm going to strap a couple of electrodes to Nolan's arm. We are going to listen to the brain signals sent from Nolan's motor cortex down to his arm when he flexes. We're going to copy those signals and inject them into my arm. So when he moves his arm, it's actually going to move mine. He's going to control me as I control Pong.
There's something sketchy about that. So flex up.
Flex, and we need you to go right. Yeah, that worked. Okay, here we go. We need to go up and down. So you flex your arm whenever you like and bring it close right up to your chest. Yeah.
I'm liking this a lot.
This isn't working. I'm 13, 14. I got it. Okay. To prove that I'm not even I'm going to I'll put myself under the desk so that you don't think that I'm actually looking at Nolan's arm. I'm going to reset this.
I can put this down.
And you can put it there. I'll go under the desk, and yeah. I hope I come back. Here we go. Oh, hang on. I disconnected myself. There we go. All right. Try that again. Yeah, that works.
You know, you're playing a really poor game.
Am I doing well?
No, not at all.
look at my 80s covered in pins and needles. I hope that's not a bad sign. Thanks to our friends at DIY Neuroscience company Backyard Brains for making this segment possible. You may have seen Greg perform this on a TED Talk recently. They're the ones who've helped us out with this segment. Nolan, I want to say thank you so much for controlling me while I controlled Pong. I've never done that before.
Well, it reminds me of the old story, the sadist and the masochist. And the masochist said, hurt me, hurt me. And the sadist says, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nolan Bushnell! There he is. Give it another one. Massive thanks to our futurist ensemble, Joffy, M, Ant, Van, Shan, Theo, Tim, Chris. The show wouldn't be possible without our sponsor FileTrack, sharing files securely, our production team, the live studio audience. Tonight's guest, Nolan Bushnell. Nolan, once again, thank you so much. I'll see you in the future. Good night.
But I also love filmmaking, and that was kind of my dream, was to make films about science.
Ant, where are you?
Hello, Gray. I'm in the future, the year 2035.
Oh my goodness, wow. Are they some kind of like future X-ray glasses or something?
Sorry, no, it's a fancy dress party. Sorry, I left those on.